Hello. Hopefully audio is good and you can hear me. We're going to get started. So, welcome to K-Day Around the World. I am so excited to be here with you today, and today's video is going to be different than the usual pop in and, answer questions or just have a chit chat. Today, we're focusing on how to land remote teaching opportunities, and I just want to say thank you so much for stopping in. This is a channel for you if you love teaching, if you love travel, if you're like me and you are into teaching abroad, traveling abroad, and teaching remote, then this is definitely the place for you. I'm an educator. I have been in the field of education for many, many years, over 10 years. I've gone abroad to many education trips. I've interviewed as a podcast host many, many educators who have gone abroad and taught abroad themselves. I am also someone who has experience teaching remote. So I just wanted to hop on and share some details about things that I know and how you can get into it if it's something that you're interested in. So looking at some of the notes that I wrote, because I did write notes. I mean, there's a lot of stuff here that I wanted to go through. And as I was going through and doing my research, I was like, maybe this is something I might be able to turn into a series because there's so much information out there and there's so much to share. I don't think I'm going to be able to get it all done today. And this is not going to be one of those lives where, I go on for an hour or 2 hours. And I know there are people who do this and I sit there and I listen to them. I do. But this is not my story today. So I wanted to go through this, and whatever we don't get done here, what I am going to do is turn this into an awesome series, which I'm really excited about. So let's get this started. So first and foremost, it's important to understand remote teaching opportunities. And I think many of us don't know what it means to be a remote teacher. So I wanted to dive into that. So ultimately, remote teaching is teaching outside of a physical classroom. So if you've been in teaching for many years, you've taught in a traditional classroom, this is completely different. You're teaching outside of a physical space. You are facilitating learning in video format or with learning management systems using different video conferencing software. Sometimes things like Zoom are used for remote teaching. You can also be doing remote teaching on a platform that is specific for that. And so you don't even need to bring your own tech. They have everything there for you. So that's remote teaching. Why this has become so popular. Now, I know many people might think it's because of the panorama that we had back in 2020, but actually remote teaching was very popular before that. It just took it to a whole nother level once people were forced, so to speak, to be in their homes. Children were forced to be in their homes and had to be able to continue with schooling. So it became very popular, but it also offers people a lot of flexibility. And so before 2020, a lot of people were interested in this because it offered flexibility. It was also a great way for you to be able to teach from anywhere in the world. And for those of you who love teaching, but you still want to be able to travel, this is for you, right? This is something that's going to help you to be able to live your travel dreams and still be able to do the work that you love as an educator, which is my story, right? Now, what are some advantages of remote teaching? There are some that could be, advantageous for students, and also many, many positives for teachers. So thinking about this, flexibility is number one, right? So it offers flexibility. You can literally teach from anywhere, whenever, however. You can, get up in the morning and do your classes really early and then spend the rest of your day doing the things that you want to do. You can spend the day doing the things you want to do and then teach at night. So it offers a certain level of flexibility that enables you to teach whenever, wherever, and however you like. Something that's also important for the student is that it provides one-on-one instruction. So as someone who has not only taught remote, but has children, and my children have used remote learning services, that one-on-one support really makes a difference, especially if you're tutoring, maybe subjects like math or science. Like that one-on-one time really does help students. And so that's where it comes in where this can be something that's a real advantage for learners, not only for the teachers. Something else I wanted to focus on is how you can prepare for remote teaching opportunities. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, like, okay, it's easy. I've been teaching for many years. This is a 1-2 for me. But it's not that simple. It's really not. It's important for you to be able to assess your skills. What are you, knowledgeable in? What are you skillful in, right? Like, are you tech savvy, or are you like really, really green and don't even know like how to manage the computer? So you want to be able to assess your skills, right? Are you tech savvy? Do you have communication skills? Are you adaptable, right? Sometimes, like, I've been in classrooms where I've literally been working with students and like everything shuts down, right? You have to be able to know how to adapt. You have to be able to know how to support your learners, whether it's on their end or on your own. And it's important for you to be able to use those skills, if you have them, to really support your learners and the experience that you're trying to offer them as a remote teacher. Now, professional development is also really important here. What certificates do you have? Also, do you have teacher training, right? What relevant skills are important that you would need to teach in an online format? Now, teaching experience is very important. It really, really is. Like, if you've had experience in a traditional classroom, you're golden, right? If you are teaching English as a second language or English as a foreign language, I highly recommend getting some TEFL training. It is not required for many spaces, but I believe it helps you to be your best when you show up to your classroom for students who do not have English as their first language, because being mindful that there's certain skills and tools that you're going to need, just being able to teach a subject isn't going to help you. You have to have some level of background. And for me, it was important for me to be credentialed in teaching English as a foreign language. Now, let's say you want to teach math, having a math credential is important. Science, maybe chemistry, having that credential is very, very important. So make sure you're looking at whatever professional development gaps that might be there for you and fulfill them, right? This is a great way to help you land those opportunities that you're looking for. Now, for someone who might be, you're interested in perhaps teaching something like yoga, having yoga training is important. If you are looking to maybe teach cooking classes or art classes, having those credentials are important. But if it's something that's your hobby and you enjoy doing it, I think it's also important for you to demonstrate how these, skills and knowledge that you have are there and relevant to the position, and it highlights what you already know and do without you having to have like a type of credential to show. So that's one way that having professional development can really help you land those teaching opportunities. The next thing is searching for those opportunities. Now, I know it might seem like a given, like, okay, I'm going to just get online and like Google teaching opportunities online. It's not that simple. It's really, really not. And even where I started out teaching remote, I heard it through I heard it through someone on YouTube that I was listening to. So don't sleep on YouTube, right? Because there's a lot of resources that can be found that can help you take, what you're doing to the next level through YouTube. And so I found Cambly through YouTube because someone was speaking about it. And then that kind of helped me start applying for different opportunities, because some of these opportunities are actually like not right in front of your face. You have to maybe go to a conference. Like, another place that I found out about, Preply, I found out through a conference that I went through a TEFL conference. And that helped me to like think about opportunities that I wanted to do with them. And then I applied, right? One of the presenters was someone who worked at Preply, and she's like, well, if you have this, you have that, you should apply. Again, these aren't things that you're going to just be able to Google and then find and just apply and then magically get them. You have to be able to do your research, explore online teaching platforms. There are sites like OutSchool and Preply. These things are there, but you have to be able to explore them, maybe look up information on them, maybe go to Glassdoor, check out what these institutions have to offer and these places have to offer, because that's going to help you to make the best informed decision on if this is actually for you, right? Because it might not be. And, if it's not, you don't know if you don't try. So make sure that you're taking a look at what is out there so you can move on to the next steps. Now, next thing we're going to look at is networking. I am the queen of network. I think it's so, so important for you to do your networking and connect with people who are already doing the things that you're doing and the things that you might want to do. Looking at networking opportunities, you want to network in educational communities related to remote teaching. So it's going online, joining different forums, maybe some Facebook groups relating to teaching remote. Because this will help you to get into a circle of people who know what's going on. They might have connections to companies that are hiring. They might have that experience themselves. And so they'll be able to share that experience with you, the good, bad, and the ugly, so that you get a better idea of what to expect in this type of work. Social media communities are also important. I think that it's great for you to be able to get on, whether it's Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn even, and connect with people who are in your same sphere, because it helps for you to feel like, more empowered, feel like this is something that might be for you. You can connect with others who are engaged in this. And again, it helps you to make a more informed decision to help you land those jobs that you're looking for as a remote teacher. Now, like I said, I was doing so much digging and so much research, and there's so much more to share. As I said, I've thought about it, and I'm going to turn this into a series. So be on the lookout for that. I'm going to try to record over the weekend and into next week so I can create a flow of videos relating to each section, whether it's searching, applying, interviewing, landing the job, so to speak, as well, right? Like, what do you do after you get the job to keep up with demand, and to keep up with the growing, segment of remote teaching? So I want to be able to break things down into different bite-sized pieces so that what you're absorbing is going to help you take some next steps. And so I'm going to cut things off here. There's so much more that I want to share. But I think moving on, what I want to do is just recap a little bit where we've come from today. We started off with understanding remote teaching. We also looked at professional development as a remote teacher, where to find remote teaching opportunities, networking, joining different groups. And then also just making sure that you are understanding and assessing your skills, which is really, really important. Remember to try these tips and share your remote teaching experience if you do end up landing an opportunity. I definitely want to thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Also like the video if this is something that's for you. I am here to support as someone who is in the remote teaching sphere, someone who loves to travel and believes that taking your work with you, when you want to see the world is really, really important. I just want to say thank you for being here. And if this is something that's for you, continue to support the channel, continue to, reach out and connect, because it helps me to continue giving back to the community and helping you guys with where you want to go and what you want to do. This is it from me today. I will see you next time. Thank you so much for joining. Bye.